Welcome to the channel. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Today I have an unboxing going straight into a review. Let's have a look what it is. Let's see what's in this plastic case. Let's open it. Apologies, you will be hearing a lot of pops and bangs, a lot of fireworks going on, as you know what time of year it is. Very annoying when making a video, but really nice to look at. So let's get this out of the box. Let's see what we have. We don't look at any of that. It's another Seestern, so really looking forward to seeing what this is. Oh, brilliant. This is the Monster Homage, so it's one of the ones that I missed out on. Of course, viewers of the channel know I have done a few Seestern videos. I've looked at the sub, I've looked at the Doxa Homage, I've also looked at the 62 Mass Homage. So far what I've seen, I really do like it. And you know, Seestern aren't messing around. As I said, I think they are here to take over the homage market. They're going after the really popular models, which they already have. So let's see the newest model, which is of course a Monster Homage, a V2. So for that reason, I am wearing my Heimdallr Monster version 2. This is so well built, and I will be doing a comparison after this review. Now, a couple of things on this Seestern Monster. The color options they've got are quite unconventional. You know, they've got the standard oranges, etc. But, you know, they do have this really nice aquamarine blue dial. They've also got this birch style dial. And the latest one is a very similar design to, I think, Save the Antarctic version from Seiko. And that looks particularly stunning to look at. So let's unwrap this. Let's have a closer look at what we have here. Let's start off with some dimensions, some specs. Specs, to be honest, they're pretty basic. Basic in the sense that they're very common. Sapphire Crystal, of course, as you can see, 316L stainless steel case construction. You do have a Seiko Epson NH36 movement, date function. You do have 200 meters of water resistance. Dimensions. So we start off with the diameter. We do have a diameter of just under 42 millimeters, 41.6. That's really good. And let's check out the log to log. So the log to log is 47.5 millimeters and a case thickness of 14 millimeters. The log width should be 22 or 20 millimeters, but the first link does taper outwards to 23 millimeters and then tapers down to at around 20 millimeters at the clasp. One thing I can notice with this watch, there is a fair bit of weight to it. It's slipping and sliding around, and it's at 200 grams. Wow, that is a heavy watch just for this part. Let's put the Seiko on there. Wow, whole 40 grams lighter. Yes, it has had a few links taken out. So let's have a look at this really bright dial. As I said, this blue aquamarine style dial. It is a sunray dial, which is really good, so you can get some different shades of color on here. You do have these, say, semi-applied hour markers, but of course you got these V2 style shark teeth on here. Really nicely done. You do have a glossy black outline to all of those fangs or hour markers, as you want to call them. Handset, as mentioned, glossy black, really legible, stands out absolutely. I love the color combination. You got the really light blue with the white and the black and white, so legibility is not an issue there. You also do have white printed chapter ring which has been cut out to fit those hour markers perfectly well. You do also have a white frame around the day date function. You see day date function is perfectly aligned. You've got Seestern text printed just below the 12 and some further text just above the 6, basically stating automatic and the water resistance. Sapphire Crystal, it is slightly domed. You do have a slight bit of air coating, nothing that gets in the way, allows you to see this dial in its full glory. I really like that, and I think that blues is very different, and I'm glad they are going for different colors, some unconventional colors. Let's check out this bezel. As you can see, fully brushed in a circular fashion. You've got these filled markers on the bezel, full stainless steel of course, and all the numbers look perfectly fine, and there's no different proportions. The numerals are consistent and very well signed. The paint that's been filled in, very crisp and clear. But I want to bring your attention to this pip. That pip has been done fantastically well. Just look at that, just part of that 12 o'clock subset really well, and just overall I think it's integrated really well into the hour marker, and it looks even better than OEM. Let's just bring you up the OEM. Just have a look at that. A bit grimy, but yeah, just check that out and compare that to Seestern's. Really like how they've done that. The rest of the bezel, really good detail. You can see sides are polished. You've got linear vertical brushing on the edges of these grips. Really, really well done. Very similar to the Heimdallr as well. The crown with the Seestern logo, really nice nailing. Gives you really good grip, and the case is superb, immaculate. Just look at the lugs, circular brushing there, faceted lugs, linear brushing, and really good change between the transitions. Very clean, nicely done. Drill lugs on the case and the bezel. You'll notice these gaps line up perfectly. That is one for the guys with the OCD. Well, myself as well, I do like them to line up. Let's check the rotation. That is smooth. Resistance is bang on. Decent feedback. And oh, there we go. Caught a glove. That is such a pleasure to rotate. And that's a couple of things I've noticed with Seestern, which is very consistent across all the models I've looked at. They've got really good dials, and the bezel rotations are super smooth. I don't know how they do such a good job. And it's really good to see consistency on that level, because it gives you that bit of trust and confidence in the brand. It's possibly the most consistent brand that I've seen to date, aside from San Martin of course. That is really nice. Alignment, perfect. No playback, solid. There's no back play, no lateral movement, nothing. The crown, and that is another feature as well. The crown, the Doxa Homage, even the sub Homage, the crown action is fantastic. It is one of the smoothest crown actions that I have felt on most watches. Let's take a look there. Same for this. Just, you can't even feel that binding. It's just perfect. That's good. Let's check out the loom, because this will have a loom date wheel and BGW9. So here we go, full BGW9 loom as promised. You do have the pip at 12 o'clock. All the hour markers are very clear. You can see the loom applied on the hands, quite evenly applied as well. You've got the date and date wheel, super legible. You can see the letters clearly. So really good job on the loom. I've not seen poor loom from Seestern as of yet, and that looks quite good. I love the ice blue. So good to see they've done well with the loom. Let's turn this around. Let's have a look at the case back. Let's do a slow turn. Okay, and there we have the case back. Let's see if we can get that off. There we go. Perfect. So similar case back to most of the models. This one here does say stainless steel, Sapphire SE62S001. Great amount of detail on this wave, and just a really nice substantial case back. In fact, you can feel the weight of this when you hold the watch in hand as well. Now moving on to the bracelet, you do have flat end links, but of course with the design of the case, they do kind of fit snugly in there. And you've got a mixture of polished and brushed finishes, and as you can see, these polished sections in the center. They do give it a really nice highlight, very fine brushing, linear brushing of course, polished sides, and it does use a pin and collar system. Really nice to feel in hand, no sharp edges, very finely done. You do have a stamped outer clasp with a Seestern logo, with a flip lock and a dual spring pusher system. The mid section is fully milled. Is there any dials extensions here? No, there isn't. You have 3 micro adjusts, Seestern logo, and moving across onto the rest of the bracelet. Excellently finished. Pretty much the same as the Heimdallr one in all honesty. But what I would say is I think Seestern are in that position where they really need to have their own identity, do their own things. And what I mean by that is, go back to the clasp. You know, on the Doxa Homage we saw off, we did see a different kind of clasp, a sort of a slightly tapered without the pushers. And you know what, they should go for that again. It's got a better shape than this. It is a step up to this, and it's very similar to the Steinhardts. So I think I did prefer that clasp. It's just slightly longer than this one. And as I said in a previous review that I did on one of the watches, is that we do see a lot of people moving away from these style of clasp and moving to that one without the flip lock that just kind of folds out. But that is a very solid clasp. You tend to come with a dive extension on there, albeit it's a poor one, but it's still there. So that's maybe something they can kind of look at and improve on, or just stick to their own clasps. It just kind of helps to fit in with their own you know, little thing that they do. So why not? So overall, I think it's a really good watch. Price on this is around 130, 135. I'll put up the exact price, which is roughly between 170 to 180 dollars. You do have a bit of reduction on that 11/11 sale if you are interested in this. I think they are definitely a great contender with the Heimdallr Monster Homage. They just need to work on a lot more dials and a lot more different styles. I've said it before, I think especially with the Monster range, if you're homaging that, the possibilities are endless. Well, they're not, they're limited, but you do have a hell of a lot of limited editions which you can of course homage, and I think the Monster fans will start getting them. So a really good offering from Seestern. Let's get this on wrist. Of course, very comfortable on the wrist, good dimensions, just under 42 millimeters, lug to lug just under 48 as well. Thickness is not an issue, and I really love this color. I think it just pops, very vibrant. I like it with a sunburst around there, so it's not that matte or pastel kind of effect. Really, really well done from Seestern. A joy to wear on wrist. Definitely something that is quite eye-catching. Any QC issues? I can't say there are any, not on this particular model. Like I said, the bezel was just gorgeous. Very solid. Sounds better than any Seiko Monster I've had. And I'd say better than the Heimdallr also, but I'm saying too much. I need to save some for the comparison. So I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah, I just want to see different color options basically from them, and see what else they bring out. So that's it for this review, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.